Whatever the question is, forests are the answer. If we're talking about the state's economic vitality or the state's water quality or the role the state is playing in climate mitigation, moving forward, forests are a fundamentally defining characteristic of Vermont, and they are really part of what makes us strong.
Intact forests support diverse wildlife.
Trees are really good at maintaining the health of water, the water table and surface waters, and flood resilience.
On the economic side, intact forests mean productive forests, and so we can support forest product industries at the same time as drawing in visitors that of course like to look at the fall color, but also to spend time on our trails recreating in a variety of ways throughout the year.
It's easy to think that because things haven't happened to your forest, they're not going to happen. And that is not the case, unfortunately. We have intense development pressure coming our way.
We are seeing increasing fragmentation of our forests in Vermont. We've been documenting this at Vermont Natural Resources Council.
While we still have a lot of tree cover, our forest pattern has changed from large, continuous, intact blocks to increasingly smaller and smaller blocks.
We know that intact forests are more productive forests. That means maintaining or at least encouraging these large forest blocks to remain the way that they are.
You know, a road in a forest may not seem that big of a deal to you and me. If we were to saw your car in half, well, it's still your car, it's just got this crack in the middle, and we all go, well, then it's not going to work, right?
Act 171 is a response to those changes to try and keep our forests as intact as possible and maintain a landscape pattern of intact forest.
It shines a spotlight on the importance of forests, and it really asks communities to think about identifying these important areas and trying to plan for the integrity of these areas into the future. So in 2018 is when the planning provision went into effect, and since then, as towns revise their town plan, they need to look at this particular provision.
Those variety of different both economic, cultural and ecological values I think many towns often maybe not put an emphasis on, but this new requirement has kind of elevated that to ensure people are thinking more deeply about these places that they care about and they have respect for and that they rely on as part of their town's identity.
We're trying to influence the location of development to make sure that we can have development but also preserve the forest blocks so that they can support a greater diversity of uses.
Towns aren't limited to a certain outcome or implementation measure. There's a lot of flexibility within the Act that allows communities to set forth a vision that really is unique to them.
There's just an amazing wealth of information that's available to municipal groups.
We've seen a doubling of communities that are now addressing these resources. So that's to say that Act 171 is having an important effect in this planning, and we think that's really positive for the state.
From a long-range planning perspective, Act 171 is basically kind of that spark. It's that thing that sets that conversation off.
It's exciting to see this level of effort going into protecting a common resource that really supports the state of Vermont.
The cumulative impact of what each of the towns does in total creates the pattern of Vermont's forests and waters and ultimately our landscape and the type of lifestyle we all get to enjoy.